All right. Now, we should be live. Bear with me. Everything should be good. Welcome back. You see the title. Hopefully you can see the same thing I see. You should see an article from, the Hartford Courant. This story recently surfaced. East Hartford family is mourning after one-year-old boy was mauled to death. Now, I've talked about this case twice already, at least on 3 different videos I've dealt with this case. There's always one case that stands out from the others. Right now, this is the one. And just a brief update for people who may not be familiar with this story. Now, this is a new, this coverage that you see on your screen, I have not watched yet, but it's about the same dog attack.
And now at 6:02, we continue to follow the latest in East Hartford, where a family is just reeling from an unimaginable loss after a pet attacked a 1-year-old boy and killed him.
Oh, maybe we have. I remember that phrase. Unimaginable. You couldn't have foreseen this happening.
The baby's mother was also hurt, is now healing from her injuries, and that pet that attacked the child is out in quarantine.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler joins us now live in the studio to tell us more. And Olivia, how does the family want the little boy remembered?
Well, it's really a devastating story, but even in a time of darkness, Lennox's family is finding light. The family did not want to go on camera, but they tell us Lennox just turned 1 and he loved dinosaurs. Baby Lennox's birthday party was planned Wednesday afternoon, but the unimaginable happened hours before that. East Hartford police tell us one of the family's dogs jumped on the family's trampoline and attacked the 1-year-old.
Okay, I wanted y'all to hear the details. And it has not changed that the mother and the baby was out back in the backyard playing on a trampoline, and the dog just suddenly attacked.
And attacked the 1-year-old. He was killed. His mother was injured. Eyewitness News learned that the first responding officer at the home on Fuller Avenue did everything he could to try to save that boy's life. Now, we know 2 dogs were in the backyard, but police tell us one was the primary aggressor. Both pit bull Dalmatian mixes are being quarantined and held at an animal shelter.
Crazy how they determine which dogs are dangerous only after it's the attack. So it's always too late. It's required to be too late. You have to sustain injuries before they do anything about the dog. Like I said, they worship dogs. Literally, I'm dead serious. These people worship dogs, and this is a satanic cult that requires blood sacrifices. Now, we all know this story, but look at what surfaced today. I'm going to deal with 2 so-called professionals. Okay? 2 so-called professionals. One is a dog attack mediator. Now, I don't even know what that's supposed to be, but let's get to it. Debbie Sheridan is the first so-called expert that I'm going to deal with. She's a certified bite prevention educator. How about that? How about that title? I never heard that before. You're a bite prevention educator? Now, before I get into what she said, y'all all know she is not going to make sense. I knew she was about to spread this typical misinformation before I read it. Okay? Now, listen to what she said. She said, more often than not, dogs will indicate that they're uncomfortable or scared before they bite. Already you got to unpack this. Let's first deal with the first thing she said. The dog was uncomfortable. Uncomfortable with what? Nobody mentioned anything, any behavior from the mother or the baby that would make a dog uncomfortable. So she pulled that out of thin air to suggest that the 1-year-old was doing something to the dog. And she said uncomfortable or scared. Because she used these words, these terminologies, this is her beliefs. That the dog had to either have been uncomfortable with something that the kid was doing, the baby was doing, or scared of something the baby was doing. Because certainly the dog wouldn't see the baby as prey and simply attack them because they're bloodthirsty, which is why dogs attack, period. Said they will indicate when they're uncomfortable or scared before they bite. Another problem with that, ma'am. No, they don't. These dogs were a bully breed mix. They were bred to attack without giving off warning signs. Were you under a rock or something? This is well known, ma'am. Dogs will often attack without the warning signs, but let her continue. She says some of their indicators are clear. Growling and barking. Stop. That's another lie. Ma'am, this is misinformation. That's a lie. They will often not bark at all before they attack. What are you talking about? Show the film. You can't even produce the reports. You have not seen this happen at all. And you definitely have not seen a pattern of this happening or even heard of it. You're just making it up. Some of the indicators are clear, she said, growling and barking, while others may be confused for friendly movements, like rolling over and showing their belly. People, have y'all ever heard of rolling over and showing their belly being one of the behaviors that a dog is getting ready to attack? Have y'all ever heard this? That when a dog is uncomfortable, according to her, uncomfortable or scared, have y'all ever heard, yes, this is that ridiculous. Doesn't this sound like something a preschooler shared or said? Have any of you ever heard that? A dog is scared and it rolls over and shows, shut up. Now that right there, if you ask me, that remark right there completely discredits this woman as a professional. How could you say something that ridiculous? But anyways, let's continue. No, ma'am, dogs tuck their tails when they're scared. Now, this is a direct quote. Say, usually, a dog will give off warning signs. Lie. That's a lie. Said one of the early signals is a yawn. They yawn all the time, ma'am. And they don't always launch an attack after they yawn. They yawn all the time. What are you talking about? This is y'all's professionals. This incompetent. It's a fairy tale. Wow, said Sheridan, who is look at this, a licensed family dog mediator. What is that? She owns Debbie's for Dogs, LLC. So this is her website. She says, see the world through the lens of your dog. I help dogs and their family to better understand each other. It's important to be able to see things through your dog's perspective. You see, their whole thing is becoming a dog. Regressing themselves to a dog's level. Becoming primitive. That sounds like primitive behavior to me. How can that help us? Trying to think like a mutt. Anyways, she says, next, a dog may try lifting a paw, laying on their back, sniffing the ground. She says that these are early signals that a dog is uncomfortable and might attack. Have any of you ever heard of this? Lifting a paw, laying on their back. Did you really say sniffing the ground? Didn't I tell y'all, don't this prove everything I've always said about these people? That they will name any and all behaviors they can think of, which is what they've done. Said that all behaviors from a dog that a dog could possibly display, that they're all signs that it might launch an attack. So that when they attack, they can sit back and say, you missed the warning signs. Lady, shut up. I'm offended that you assume the general public is that dumb. Shut up. Stop putting out misinformation like this. You and this lawyer that I'm going to get with next. Y'all not professionals, so sit down. Lifting a paw? Show me a video. Show one video. Share one dog attack report where the mutt lifted its paw or laid on his back or sniffed the ground. You should be ashamed of yourself. Pushing this type of nonsense. Beyond childish. Let's continue. She said if the dogs don't feel like it's working and that nobody's listening, again, suggesting that the 10-month-old baby was doing something to the dog. Now, remember, people, the report said that the mother and the baby was on the trampoline. We've already been told what happened before the attack. Nobody said nothing about the baby even interacting physically with the dog. It was an attack out the blue. Who do you think you are to interject this? You're doing it to try to lie for the dog. Nobody's listening, again, suggesting that the poor doggy is being harassed and pestered and he's scared and uncomfortable. Shut up. If they don't feel like it's working and nobody's listening, the dog may feel they need to be more forceful. So they feel the need to do a ferocious attack. No, that is a lie, another lie. The dog saw an easy target. The dog is a predator, bred to kill. Bred to attack, kill. Everybody knows this. But they're still pushing this misinformation. Nobody's listening to the poor dogs being pestered. It had no choice. Shut up. She continues. Growling and barking should not be seen as bad behaviors worth scolding. We heard this before. Instead, should be seen as an expression of fear or discomfort. Now, people, we all know this is a lie. Dogs, it's in their nature, people, keep this in mind. It's in their nature to bully other living organisms around. When dogs form packs, they establish rank by bullying, intimidating, and attacking other dogs. These are bloodthirsty creatures that have an instinct to dominate, to eliminate competition, to attack for sport, for sheer pleasure. Again, you hear the nightly reports of livestock getting killed every night. The dogs going out there attacking for fun. They don't eat none of them. Mentioning that, here recently, they've started to shoot those dogs. They've already shot a few. Fear or discomfort. As if behaving like a predator is foreign to dogs. If you don't stop, wow, listen to her. She said, I always say to celebrate the growl. It is people like this that get people hurt. This misinformation she's putting out is dangerous and immoral. I mean, despicable. What type of character would motivate you to put out misinformation like this? You know what? From now on, these people who say stuff like this should be required to provide sources of their information, video and reports. No less than, I would say, 10 examples. Now listen to this. She said, scolding a dog for growling is like scolding a child for saying they are scared and uncomfortable. She said, scolding a dog for growling is the same as scolding a child for saying they are scared and uncomfortable. Now, if a child says that he or she is scared or uncomfortable, are they going to launch an attack? Make sense out of that. How is that even remotely similar? Scolding a child for being... You cannot make this up. Remember, the dog's growl, that's a threat. They do this growling and barking even when you are far away from them, not even near them. Don't sit there and tell me they're afraid. No, there's no indication that they are afraid. They have their tails upright, wagging quickly, left to right. You don't see no tail. What are you talking about? She continues. She says, dogs are never allowed to be anything but perfect. If a dog growls, nobody should ever scold them. A growl should be something that makes someone say, okay, you've got something going on. No, okay, the dog has spotted a target to attack and bully for absolutely no reason other than to be dominant and to get off on killing. What is wrong with these people? Literally, feel-good chemicals is released from a dog's brain, dopamine and others, to make them feel good when they're attacking. And once they taste blood, they can't stop. Nothing about that has to do with fear. This is unbelievable. How big is a 10-month-old? This dog was literally probably 2-3 times bigger than this baby. You trying to say that it was afraid? I told y'all, people, Let's continue. So, okay, you've got something going on. I can help you. Instead, a dog gets scolded or shot or euthanized for saying, hey, I'm not really feeling comfortable here. No, I'm bloodthirsty is what's going on in that worthless mutt's brain. Let me correct you. All that growling and aggressiveness, especially towards a 10-year-old, that mutt is not saying, hey, I'm scared. He's saying, hey, I feel the need to attack you, just to attack you. This is what they do, ma'am. This is proven time and time again. They attack for the sheer pleasure of attacking. They are the only so-called animal that attack for sport. Nothing that you or anybody else is going to change that fact. Now I want y'all to listen to what this attorney said. He said, yeah, it's getting bad. His name is Thompson G. Page, co-founder of Center for Animal Litigation in Hartford. He said that dogs give off signals all the time and people don't know how to read. Here we go again. He's going to parrot her. And just look at their approach, period. Their whole goal is to make the general public believe the 10-month-old was doing something to the dog. Dogs give off signals all the time. People don't know how to read it, allegedly. Well, okay, why don't you show us some examples? I want to see footage. And again, no less than 10, because I can provide 10 examples of them attacking unprovoked. I'm not asking you to provide anything that I can't provide to support my argument. No less than 10 examples. This lawyer said that most dog bites are the result of a dog feeling threatened or fearful. He didn't use the word dog. He used animal both times. He said most animal bites are the result of an animal feeling threatened or fearful. That is a lie. It's a lie. Most dog bites are the result of a dog getting off on attacking, being bloodthirsty, being bred. It's the result of it being bred, having an instinct. Nature, well, I won't say nature. What do you think the fangs are for? To be scared and timid? Unbelievable. Said they communicate that they are scared. Listen, they're going on and on with this. Why don't y'all show some examples? You can't. They communicate that they are scared about their situation by biting. Really? That don't sound like a pet. That sounds like something that should be banned. A lethal creature, when it feels scared, wants to launch an attack. But we all know that's a lie. They're called bullies for a reason. They kill more animals, attack more people than any other animal on the planet. And they have been ever since they've been here in the United States. They lead in all categories when it comes to attacks. So what are you talking about? Every human hospitalized 7 days or more, and I'll say even 3 days or more, they were mauled by a bully breed. Let's continue. You can't make this up. Said they communicate that they are scared. So they don't consider that dogs period launch attacks for any other reason other than being scared. I told y'all this is what they say. Many of these attacks, the dogs run from a long distance away and is clearly being the aggressor. And they insist on telling us that the dog is actually scared. Beat it. The whole world is so sick of these so-called professionals, your cartoonish information. Communicate that they are scared by biting. He said, no matter the breed or relationship to the human, they may bite. Dogs bite, he said, to react to their fear or mitigate what they may perceive as a threat. They just keep lying with every single sentence. And if either one of you see this video and you want to object, go ahead. By video or write what you have to say out. But I'm going to prove that both of you are incompetent in this video. You've already proved it. You're incompetent and you're not professionals. And you're putting out misinformation that you can't prove. Fear? These things are the most bloodthirsty creatures. They are the only bloodthirsty creatures on this planet. All other animals kill for food. They don't have an instinct to bully. When dogs in packs urinate, that's a way of bullying. This is my territory. It's all about running up to another dog, facing off to them, and fighting them. Dogs in packs fight. It's their instinct. What are you talking about? You think you're going to change facts? No. He said, this is happening in a split second. What's happening? The signals, the signs that you're talking about? Because if that's true, then the signs are worthless. Right? If they give off these signs that you're talking about and then launch an attack less than a second later, then why are you telling us? It's irrelevant. People, don't look out for no signs or signals. It will be too late. I've actually shown videos of dogs attacking and holding its ears down. And like you said, it was a split second, and it was even faster than that. It was like it attacked and its ears laid down at the exact same time. Let's continue. You cannot make this up. This is happening in a split second, and this is happening with a complete instinctual reaction to surviving. Get a load of that. That is a complete, utter lie. And everybody, even nutters, know this is a lie. I've made several videos where I proved that dogs attack for sport. They get off on killing, tasting blood. Rob Herrick, a state-appointed animal advocate in Connecticut, dog advocate, said that the United States documents about 5 million dog bites per year. Now you see they're saying 5 million, because we all know it's over 5 million at this point. every single jurisdiction around the country has said we've seen a huge increase in dog attacks. People, I would argue it's closer to 10 million at this point, because these different areas talking about how dogs attacks have increased some 50, 60, 80%, some over 100%. Wow. And more than half of all bites happen to the dog's owners. That's another lie. Where are you? What in the world? I understand the child, the 10-month-old, is not the dog owner. More than half the time, all bites are on the owner's children. Oh my goodness. These are professionals, people. A lawyer and some other dog specialist. About 50 to 60 of those bites were fatal in the last documented year. 50 to 60. Look at the modern average, people. It's no longer 30 to 40. You notice that? Said it's shocking, but tragic. But this happens more than people would believe. And the American Veterinary Medical Association, according to them, at least half of those bitten are children. Here you go, using the word bite and bitten again to minimize it. Sheridan said children and dogs should never be left unsupervised. That 10-month-old was not unsupervised. Why are you saying that? All reports say that the baby was with his mother. So why are you saying that? Why don't you? Oh, God. Let's continue. Boy, I hate lies. This is straight up deception. She hopes to teach more families how to safely. No, y'all need to stop keeping these things as pets. Simple as that. If you own one, take it to a shelter, request that it be euthanized. Every single one of you should do that right now. Some behaviors that people learned around dogs, like reaching out a hand to sniff, can actually be threatening to dogs. Oh, really? Y'all just now finding that out? Reaching out your hand so a dog can sniff. Threatening, really? You can't make this up. The food come from your hands. They're always focused on your hands because that's where food come from. But let's continue. Wow. Just giving us more ammunition. Said people used to say, put your hand in the dog's face and let him sniff it, Sheridan said. But that's actually like saying, bite me. Really? What a mistake that was. Because they've been telling people to do that for years. Hold out your hand and let it sniff. Can y'all believe what they're now telling us? You saying the dog can take this as a threat? What a let's continue. This is crazy. She said other motions, like leaning over a dog, waving their arms, or flailing, reaching towards them, can be scary. Listen to this. So basically, anything you do, people, we've heard reports of people sneezing, coughing, bending over to tie their shoes, standing up. There was a report where a baby fell off a chair, fell out a window, was another one, and was attacked. Anything you do, if you have a seizure, there are reports of that happening. Does it view that as a threat too? You having, you convulsing? I told y'all, These people are not professional. They're not true professionals. And even this lawyer is right now sounding unprofessional and putting out misinformation. That goes back to what I've said, where that if you try to defend these things, you're going to sound insane. You're not going to sound like a professional. Sheridan also advised that people should always allow strange dogs to approach humans instead of the other way around. Do not let dogs approach you. Young people, do not follow anything that she says, anything. Wow. Now, doesn't this sound sick? This sounds like a population of people with sick mentalities. Wow. Rather than approaching a dog, she says, let's always give the dog a choice. Both she and Thompson said that humans should try to look at each interaction from a dog's perspective, especially when the dog is interacting with children. If everybody could teach their children to respect a dog, to understand that they have feelings, and teach the kids to speak in dog language, children and dogs alike would be safer and happier. They're projecting a dog like the victim, suggesting that the dog's feelings were ignored. Even articulated it earlier. Being pestered and no one's listening. Understand that they have feelings. Completely painting the dog as an innocent victim that did the only thing it knew how to do to put an end to the pestering and the harassment. You can't make this up. I hope more of you understand now why I speak out against dog culture. This is sick. Teach the kids dog language. Sheridan often visits elementary school students and helps children practice behaviors that can prevent, oh Lord. Her advice to children is to act like a tree. Sacrifice yourself. Wow. This is a true sacrificial cult. She said, we can teach our kids that if a strange dog is coming up to you, turn sideways and be a tree. Wrap your arms around yourself and fold your arms in front of you to keep them from flailing. People, not even adults can do this. Not even grown people can do this. An adult is charged by a bully breed. Ain't nobody gonna stand still, be a tree, and turn to the side and look up at the sky. That's ridiculous. We gotta start holding these people accountable, man. This is out of hand at this point. And this is serious. Nobody should be allowed to lie and give out dangerous information like this. Telling people to do stuff that'll get them hurt or killed. She suggests families practice this behavior like they would any other safety drill, so that it's ingrained as an instinct. Once a week to practice being a tree. If you see an unknown dog, no, people. A bully breed, some other large mutt is charging at you, wants to attack you. Stay armed and use your weapon, whether it be a knife, gun, or BB gun. Protect yourself. Do not sacrifice yourself. Stay away from these creatures. All you young people, stay away from these things. Even if you're at school, step out the classroom when they bring dogs in. Tell them you're allergic. Tell them dogs are dangerous. When they bring the dog, say no. Dogs attack kids. Say that to yourself over and over every day. Dogs attack kids. Dogs attack kids. Dogs hate kids. Dogs hate kids. Say that to you. That will keep you safe. Don't go over your friend's house who got dogs. If any of you ever felt scared around a dog, it's for good reason. That's your instinct. Wow. She said that a pathway is in the brain. It's there and it pops up when you see the dog. What? Oh my goodness. And for this to really work, we really have to have it in their head. This is crazy. She's talking about a kid turned to the side, being a tree, looking up at the sky, while a dog is charging at them. If that ain't the most unreasonable, ridiculous advice, I don't know what is. Flailing? Who flails? Thompson agreed that knowing how to read a dog's body language can save lives and prevent injuries. It never has. So what are you talking about? Prove it. Prove how efficient it is with police reports, media reports, with video footage. You can't. But we can show videos and reports of unprovoked attacks all day. Now get a load of this. It's a quote. Most dog bites, it's children, and it's their own dog. People call and say, the dog just bit her out of the blue. But that's truly never the case. She said, never. She just said that dogs never bite out of the blue. People, every attack report we've heard of, the dog attack out the blue. Sometimes even the owners themselves say it. But these so-called experts, we all know how they do. They tell those people, yes, it did give off warning signs. You just didn't see it. You didn't see it, and the professionals themselves is telling you that the dogs show these signs. They've never seen it either, because they can't provide any video or reports. So where are they getting it from? They're making it up. I told y'all, I don't lie. They make stuff up. Said police did not provide many details about the East Hartford attack occurred, but she said that the baby and his mother were attacked on a trampoline. Hearing said incidents involving dog bites and trampolines are not entirely unheard of. Said the dog could have been influenced by the movement on the trampoline. It's certainly not totally uncommon. So they said that the dog might have attacked them because they were jumping on a trampoline. Add that to the already lengthy list of things that you should not do, that a dog might attack you for. Jumping on a trampoline. They never even heard of this. Again, they're just making stuff up. I told y'all, look, there is, believe it or not, a trend. Trampoline movement associated with dog attacks, he said, noting there is not much data available to explain how or why the attacks unfold. However, there are at least a dozen or so in the last decade where trampoline movements is the stimulus that provokes dogs. Can't make this up. It's just a terrible, tragic thing, but I see more and more of it involving trampolines. Herrick said the movement stimulates dogs. So a lawyer is saying this, and the so-called dog expert. Thompson said the majority of dog bites happen around children because of the children's behaviors, flailing their arms, their legs, jumping and screaming. It can startle a dog and send the dog into survival mode. Do y'all still think I exaggerate when I call this dog culture evil, pure evil? It's demonic. You would think that these people literally worship Lucifer. Unbelievable. This is unreal to me. And listen, I hope someone else covers this story. I want to know everything there is to know, because this is crazy. These people should be arrested. Thompson, whoever said that, you should be prosecuted for putting out information like this. No, this is dangerous. Dangerous information. You blaming the victims who were attacked unprovoked. You suggesting that they were doing something, that they brought their own death onto themselves. Dogs are never threatened before they attack. That's what she said. She said normally dogs normally bite when they are what? Provoked or spooked or threatened. And they communicate that they are scared about their situation by biting. These people should be arrested for saying this. And Hartford, this media outlet, should be charged as well. This is crazy. She said dogs don't have fun on trampolines, he said, noting they feel uncertain and ungrounded. Who said that the dog was on the trampoline anyways? It don't matter if it was on it or not. Wow. Thompson said the dog may have been reacting to a situation because it was frightened, because all of this activity is completely foreign to its genetic makeup. People, right? Give me a second. Doesn't it sound like they're being creative and making up lies as they go? They continue. Jumping, that activity is aggressive to a dog. They said that. They said jumping is aggressive to a dog, but they wrote the word animal. When a dog sees jumping and bouncing, they may be scared of an attack. To a dog, the only animal in the world that would ever be acting that way is attacking him. Huh? Let me read that again. To a dog, the only animal in the world that would ever be acting that way is attacking him. What? The family of the baby who died in East Hartford launched a GoFundMe this week. Okay, here's where I told y'all, level up. Sacrifice is made, and then they level up. Just like you can't make this up. I wonder where the GoFundMe is right now. A family member who created GoFundMe said that the family planned to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, Lord. Boy's parents, blah, blah, blah. And they're sharing some of the statements. And then they share some dog attack statistics. The boy's father said, man, look at him. Sharing that father's pre-defense excuse. Trust and believe he wouldn't have been around the baby. Shut up. Shut up, man. According to the, they got the nerve to share statistics. Wow. Even the cuddliest, fuzziest, sweetest pet, they wrote the word pet, can bite, look at this, if provoked, meaning they only bite when provoked. So all dog attacks are provoked according to these so-called experts. Prove it. We can demand that you prove it, because technology is popping right now. We got cell phones, security cameras, eyewitness testimonies. Prove that they are all the dog attacks that take place. Something was being done. Somebody was violating it. Prove it. You can't. They're lying. They said, remember, it is not a dog's breed that determines whether it will bite, but rather the dog's individual history and behavior. I hope everybody better understands now why I say the things I say about these people, these con artists. They are heartless. Heartless. This is crazy. This article is so loaded with lies and misinformation. It's just unbelievable. I got to share this. I don't know how many of you read this. I'm about to share it in the chat room right now. Wow. And that's coming from a person who keeps up with these stories. Wow. Shocking. And I want to see how their bag is looking. They're basically at $22,000 for an $800 cremation in their state. They're at $22,000. Told you, whether intentional, unintentional, it all happens. It's sacrifice built into the laws. You have laws that will allow you to sacrifice your young for profit. And the so-called experts will do their best to lie, to make the dog look like the victim that was being violated. When the truth is that dogs, especially they were bred to, I don't need to go over that. I'm sick of these people and their lies. And they get so much support from these different media outlets. Like, you can tell that the so-called experts and the media outlets themselves are owned by the same entity. The whole dog industry, let me correct that. The dog industry and the media outlets are an extension of the same entity. They work together. Along with everybody in dog culture, they work together. Lord, this is scary stuff. Scary stuff. Where are the professionals? Where are the detectives? Where are the police? This is full-blown criminal. This is criminal behavior. Oh my goodness. Debbie's for Dogs is her website. Here. Now, I want to leave on a good note. Some of you might have seen that I made a short video right before I went live here. Dogs are said to now be banned in North Korea. People are not allowed to keep them as pets. They have been banned by Kim Jong-un. And I big up Kim Jong-un on that short video. And I'm going to big him up again. And I'm going to consider moving to North Korea. If I strike it rich, right? That way I have some respect and I can stay away from everybody. Oh, yes. I got to leave on a good note. So I'm going to keep up with this. Most definitely. What y'all dog nutters think about that? Kim Jong-un said, we're not about to be like the West. He speaks against the people sleeping with him. Oh, yes. I'm not the only one fed up with these things. So, ma'am, sir, if any of you want to say something, you want to respond to my criticism of the misinformation that you put out, and rest assured it was misinformation. I'm shocked that you all are willing to spread misinformation like that, being especially a lawyer. Not good for your reputation as a whatever she does, a certified dog coach. Like, do they offer these college in college, like courses to be a behaviorist, to be a dog coach? Can't make this up. Shout out to everybody able to join me on this, what is it Monday? It's Monday. Rise and shine. Let's knock out another week of grind. I hope to see you on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.